So, as the academic year comes to an end, two groups of people are looking forward to the subsequent break, the subsequent release from being at school or college or even university. So, the first group obviously are going to be young people looking forward to that time off away from their studies, a time to link up with friends, maybe meet new people, maybe travel, maybe experience great musical events where they can see all their favorite groups and bands, and they can just go out there and have some freedom. Some much needed freedom, some much needed time to release themselves from the workload and an escape from all the rigors of day-to-day life. And then there's the other group. And the other group, of course, are criminals. And those criminals, they are a wide range of different types of people. So obviously, we've got organized gangs, especially the ones who are looking at the gap year students. These are people who are into sex trafficking, the slave trade that exists to this day, and will specifically target traveling vulnerable groups of young people. Then you have just the so-called friend, whether they're new friends or whether they're friends that the students have met at school or college. And these are friends whose uglier side will come to the fore when it's less organized areas. So turning up at places where drink is flowing, where there's easy access to various different mind-altering substances. And some of these individuals will decide that this is a time to assert their pecking order. So they'll be getting involved with the less inclined to violent members of the group in social violence, or they'll be predators that haven't shown their true colours very brightly at school, in college, but they're going to express themselves at these certain events. So, how do we handle that situation? Do we try to restrict teenagers? Well, sometimes this is going to be incredibly difficult, especially those teenagers who are 18 years or over. In other instances, you can restrict your teenagers, your children, but then what's life going to be all about for them when all their friends are out and linking up and sometimes, in most cases, having a thoroughly enjoyable and harmless time out and about at the various different events. Are we going to allow them to then become ostracized, separated, alienated from their social circle when they should be healthily enjoying the freedom of such events, creating new experiences for themselves, and doing all these things that you want to be doing before you become an adult and working in a regular job, or going on to a study at university or anything along those lines. Why should we be restricting them just because of these obvious threats? Well, there is an answer to that, and that is proper training. It's important to ensure that personal security training is a part of your teenager's life. Why not get them together and have them train in a good self-protection course? A course that is going to teach them about the obvious signs of predatory behavior, the obvious signs of social violence behavior, teaching some individuals how to de-escalate better, how to avoid potentially violent situations, to spot early signs of potentially violent individuals, to spot early predatory signs of the insidious assault that progresses and might escalate into a full-blown sexual assault at an event, spotting all those early signs, both in people who your child, your teenager, individuals they might know, and complete strangers, of course, or friends of friends, which is the classic example. So all those things can be done through a short period of time of training. Make it all part of the preparation period. Get the suntan lotion, get the backpack, get the food supplies, then start ensuring that there are good safe points or good contact numbers. There are all those sort of things that can be all part of the self-protection briefing, right down to some very basic physical self-defense skills. And these are services, of course, that are provided by CCMA in our bespoke courses. If you're a parent, you might consider booking me to teach one of these courses. If you are involved in a travel company, you might consider making this part of the package deal. Get these teenagers more confident through competence, through brief training, and some very sensible advice. I look forward to speaking to you soon.